as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on head and it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. Know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hey, yo.
Okay. There you go. Already to jump off the bridge. You ain't even got your parachute yet. Hold on, slow down. Nah. Go ahead.
Welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco, and of course, I have my amazing, multi-talented DJ extraordinaire co-host Boscoe from the Bronx.
Yay. That's a little West Coast for y'all, but I got mad love for the West Coast. What's up, y'all? We ready to do this? You know what? We are once again talking about money management. This is part 3 of the series. It was supposed to be only one part, but we got so deep into it that we're like, wow, it's so much to talk about. But before we do that, how will we understand money management? I got my thoughts today. All right, what I want to talk about is Ja Morant and this infatuation with our young generation with guns. I know every generation had their issues with guns, but we were taught when we came up that if you pull a gun, you better use it. Now, Ja Morant comes from a two-parent home, mother and father educated in the whole 9. This guy was a suburban kid. Why does he want to be gangster? He is in news right now because he pulled out a gun on a 17-year-old. They had a pickup game in his house. The guy hit him in the head with the basketball and got in his face. Ja Morant punched him in his face, beat him down, and went in the house and got his gun. Now, in my opinion, that's a bitch move. Here you are making millions of dollars. You're up there. You're where a lot of us wish we could be. A lot of youngsters out here are dying to get the money you got, and here you are flashing a gun. Do you realize you are in Memphis, Tennessee, one of the most violent cities in the United States of America? And just remember, people are not afraid to shoot celebrities. If you don't believe me, check the newspapers. Mo 3 is one of them. Double X Tentacion, whatever his name was, another one. Nipsey Hussle is another one. Put that gun down. If you're going to pull it out, you better use it. And if you use it, you better use it because your life is in jeopardy. Put these guns away. A gun doesn't make you a man. It doesn't make you tough. It makes you a punk and a coward. That's all I got to say. Moving right along.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But anyway, I'm going to pass it to my host. Coco. It's on you. That's all I was going to say.
Didn't we just have this conversation? Why are you going to pass it to me?
But I don't want to shut you out. I want you to,
No, listen, I've come to the conclusion.
Okay, I'm going to keep it moving. Here we go. We are going to give our thoughts on this topic. What is the topic? How well do we understand money management? What is money management? I'm going to ask you, Coco, what do you see money management as?
Well, Bosco. No,
Hey.
this is how you manage pretty much your money, from budgeting to spending to all of that stuff. Like how you save anything that you have to do with your money to make sure that you're financially secure. That's what I look at money management is. That's my understanding today.
Yeah, I agree.
Understanding back in the day, it was all right, I can pay this bill.
Yeah.
It wasn't, we didn't look to the future, so to speak.
Pay the bill, spend the money.
Yeah, if you did when you were younger, shout out to you. But
Right.
I did not do that. So I think it's important. Like last week we touched on so much. I got a little bit passionate,
Hey, it's part of the business, man.
and
Don't
what I
apologize for it.
and what I said, no, because I know, like I said, I have a tendency, if I'm really, when I start to get into my little mode and it's something that I really get passionate about, I just be
Don't
going on.
apologize for it.
But I think this subject is important only because there's a lot of things that I didn't know
Yeah.
coming up. I think there's a lot of things that a lot of us don't know. Like I even had the conversation today.
Mhm.
Um, with a couple of people, younger people, who had no clue about a lot
Mhm.
of things as far as how to manage money. They just like, well, I just can't afford to save. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I remember that conversation. And someone had that to me, but I was in my 30s.
Right.
And I had to ask the person, like, what do you mean you can't save? Because
Right.
we tend to think, oh, because we got this and the money that we make, and we don't understand every little bit helps go towards your savings. If it's a
Mhm.
couple of dollars, it adds up. So we never say you don't have enough, even if you start to invest part of your gross into
Mhm.
something, whether it's a 401, 403, all of those things, which we're going to get into tonight. If you don't see it, you don't miss it. So
Right.
those are non-taxable things, which we're going to get into. But
Right.
sometimes when you don't know, you don't understand that it's very easy to say, but a lot of us have that mindset. I can't afford this to take this and save this when
Mhm.
actually you really can. And it's actually for the betterment of your financial future. And I think we don't
Right.
think about the future ahead financially. It's not just for ourselves, but our loved ones, our children, anybody.
Mhm.
So I got the feedback that came from last week. I think we just scratched the surface, but I think we should also
Yeah.
get into not just where we go wrong, but maybe some resources, some tips, things like that to really close out the conversation and maybe bring it back at another date.
I agree. Everything you said, I agree. Because there's a lot of things you spoke on. Well, we spoke about last week about Roth IRAs, 401, 403bs, which a lot of people don't know about. And it's something for your kids. We got to talk about maintaining your credit. People say, "Oh, what about credit?" Trust me. When I was younger, I didn't think about credit. I did things, spent money, da 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 da, got things, didn't pay for it. And then when I got in my 30s and early 40s, I was like, whoa. Everything started coming back because I didn't realize how society would advance so fast to where I didn't know after once I figured out after 7 years things come off of your credit. I was like, okay, if I could just make it here, but I still had to organize my finances, and in that case, um, the best way to improve your credit is pay attention to your due dates on your bills. Don't be like, oh, I got this bill, I can pay it next month. If you got the money, there's no better time to pay it than now. Yeah, I know you want to turn up this Friday, but if you pay your bill this week, you don't have to worry about it for another month. And you got 2 Fridays, you can do your thing. And again, this helps your credit. It builds you. You're gonna need that credit. The one thing Jay-Z said, well, he said a lot of things in the song Story of OJ is, you know how you can do better? Credit. Credit helps. Because my credit was like 200, which is bad. You know, I got it down to where I was even keel.
I ain't never
Now
been that bad, bro.
I was bad. My credit was bad. My credit was bad. But see, it was stuff I didn't know about, like school loans. I didn't know about that stuff at the time. Things like that was what killed me. Because I wasn't delinquent on bills. It was just school loans that hurt my credit, and I didn't know. Even back child support. Because I didn't know the child support laws here. I used to pay the mother whatever, da da da, but I didn't know I had to pay the state, and they got me like $17,000 behind, and I was like, what? But then I learned the laws. I was like, okay, and I paid all that down. I said, look here, I just got this amount taken out of my check every week, and when I got that paper saying, boop, I was like, hell yeah, I did it because I didn't think about it because the money was coming out. So it's money I didn't see. You know, um, pay attention to your bills. Don't put it off. Just knock it out. Because if you keep putting it off, things will pile up. You say, okay, my light bill, okay, my gas bill, my water bill, my car payment, my insurance, all this stuff is going to build. And you're going to be like, dang, I ain't got enough to pay for all this stuff. And the credit bureau is going to be calling you. Yeah, you be like, oh, well, I'll pay you whenever. They don't care. It's you that's going to be affected. And see, that's one of the trends we have to break with the, oh, I'll pay it next week. It's real bad in the Black community. Let's keep it 100. That's what we always say. Oh, I ain't worried about it. What they going to do? Put me in jail? No. But it's going to make your hard life going forward. It's going to be real hard for you.
Okay, so I'm gonna just piggyback off of that really quickly. Um, yes, look at your due date, but
Mm-hmm.
also um when it comes to organizing your finances, something like I said, I learned late in life. I expressed that
Mm-hmm.
last week. Like a lot of things I really didn't know as far as
Right.
like I wasn't financially aware.
Right.
I didn't have the knowledge that I have like today. So even within the last couple of weeks, like I said, doing this, I was like, oh, I can do that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I can with this, I can do that. So even with paying attention to your due date, I think it's also important to understand you don't have to always pay everything at one time.
Right.
So I never understood what my mom went when she said, protect your social, protect this, protect. I just knew can't nobody get a hold of my stuff. If they did, they can, you know what I mean? But she
Yeah.
never went in depth as far as like credit and finances.
Right.
I've never had that conversation with people. So as I learned, and then I was working with this older lady. I'll
Mm-hmm.
never forget it. And I was probably in my 30s. And she was like, yeah, you got to pay a little bit of here. I was like, you can't just pay a little bit of here, pay a little bit of there. And she said, no, you can. She said, you work, you still need to do things. You need to keep something in case of like a rainy day. And I
Right.
was like, because we were always like in the mid, okay, I can pay this in one check. If I can pay all my rent, all
Yeah.
my utilities, and this is then the third, and you will go broke and knowing that you can't even make it till you get paid, and then you're not saving, you're not doing none of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. And this was something that worked for me that I started paying it forward to like my friends and people that I would
Mm-hmm.
come across who were doing it. I'm like, why do it that way? So you can split it.
Yeah.
So I would go get a money order for like half of the like what this was. So by the time if I got paid again, it would be
Mm-hmm.
another half
Mm-hmm.
that was I could go ahead and do that. And I still had money, whether it was to buy groceries, to save. And that's how I started to save because I had the same mindset. I can't afford to save. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. And then once you start to become aware and manage your money, you start to see, okay, this bill due right here. So I'm working with this, and I think it's important, like you said, to know how much money are you bringing in,
Yeah.
not your gross,
Right. Right.
but your net. How
Your
much
net.
money are you bringing in? So if you really want to work on your credit and you want to do these things and pay your bills, do a breakdown of your bills, right? How much?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what you have to bring in. That's your start. This is what you bring home. So you know you got your rent, your BGE, whatever utility company, wherever you guys live. So here's
Mm-hmm.
like BG&E, you might got your phone bill, cable,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. If
Mm-hmm.
this is your necessities, these are your must do.
Right.
How can you pay that? So if you know all this is taking one check, okay, where can I do a breakdown?
Yeah.
And then you have other spending habits. So then you say, okay, this got to be paid, but this is what I do. If you know you're a person that eat out all the time, you like to party, you like to drink, you like to
Yeah.
smoke, you know, you know, you do those are recreational. So
Right.
once you see how much you spend on these things, then you can look and say, cut back on this. Might got a little bit more here. Or
Right.
even if you do those things, so okay, if I go get this and pay this amount, or if I go ahead and pay that, everything now is online.
Mm-hmm.
I can put this up, or either I could put this into a different account, which we talked about having multiple accounts,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that I do. I split my money up.
Mm-hmm.
So this account is for bills. This is what I have for spending. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes if I notice, okay, this week I'm gonna cut back, I'm not gonna buy coffee, I'm gonna make coffee.
Right.
Whatever I would have spent on coffee or lunch or whatever, I'm gonna switch this over to my bill money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
wherever you can save, you gotta that's considered like organizing your money. It probably didn't make sense, but
No, it
it
did.
will if you see it. And I think understanding your spending is the most important piece to organizing your money. How much do you pay out of what you bring in? But also look into different avenues of how you can save. One thing I'm not gonna lie to y'all that saved my life was having more than one account. When I tried to work from one account,
Yeah.
I was not doing well. Because
Hey.
everything was coming out of one. But then when
Yeah.
I started doing this, and I'm like, damn, I'm spending more than what you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you start to see where you got to save. And then the same way, like most guys, y'all like cologne, you want to get your Chanel Blue, your Tom Fords, and
Oh
this
yeah.
and that.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
when
yeah.
you start seeing that stuff, you say, all right, I might not get this one. I
Hmm.
might go get some Prada or something that might be a little, or I might not get the bigger bottle. You can
Right.
still get what you like, but you may have to alter how you buy.
Right. I agree. 100%. And man, you covered it right there. I mean, um,
I told
one
you, you
thing.
gotta bring me back sometimes. You gotta
No,
bring me.
no, 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 no. I mean, I'm not gonna stop your flow. You preaching. So hey, what they said, you spitting. Nah.
But
Another thing, like I
mind
said,
you, these are things that I just honestly learned
it's
so much
hey.
later in life. And like, I explained, like I had a conversation with my oldest son,
Hmm.
and I was telling you, and I told him, I was like, I'm at a space in my life where so
Hmm.
everything that I'm gaining that I couldn't give to my children when they were younger, I
Yeah.
want to give it to them now so that they can look out for my grandkids.
Right.
Because I didn't know. So, but like I told him, I can only give it to you, but it's what you choose to do with it. And we had a
Mhm.
nice little conversation. So he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna look into it, man. Like that's what's up." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's all in. I think with our people is how we project the message.
Yeah. I agree. Um, don't add additional bills you can't afford. Um, some of the things we got, furniture rental loans, credit cards, car payments. If you can't afford it, don't do it. I went and got me a new car in 2019 because I needed one. But I made sure I said, okay, can I add this bill to my, you know, to my thing? And I was like, yeah, I can do it. The insurance because I was like, I'm making enough money. I got this to this to that. But I think people see more than what their pockets can you carry, and before you know it, you get it repossessed. And keeping up with the Jones is one of the problems we have in our neighborhoods. We want to be like this guy or this girl or whatever. No, don't spend beyond your means. Like we all mentioned, like auto payments, sign up for auto payments or whatever. Because that's money you're not going to see. So if you don't see it, you won't miss it. It's gone. It's already taken care of before you even get your check. It's already out the door. So when you look, okay, they took this up, boom, I ain't got to worry about that. And you mentioned on keeping contact, keep your contact information current because you don't want to have um someone trying to reach you and they're like they're at your door like, we're coming to do this, we're coming to do that. Um, People have to be able to reach you. Don't do the old stuff we used to do back in the day. See a bill, oh, I'm throwing the trash. Can't do that today. That 90s stuff, that 80s stuff, even early 2000s stuff, it don't work now because they got you. Um,
I
so
think
about
also be careful, even with auto pay,
yeah.
be careful with that. Because right now, the way, and
Hmm.
I think, I don't even know if he watching, I'm scared to say his name.
I got a feeling yeah. You talking about the
I
general?
love him to death, but he makes some good points. Like I
Yeah.
said, he irks my soul, but
The
he
general.
he
Yeah,
he,
I know what you're talking
yeah, he
about.
challenges the conversation. He creates the
Mr. T.
conversation. Yeah.
Mr. T.
So I say that to say, okay, so what auto pay?
Yeah.
Everybody's getting digital, and it's like we quick to sign up for something like, oh, $5, $5.99, cool. Monthly, cool. By
Right.
the time you done signed up for everything that's $5.99, $10.99,
Yeah.
$2.99, $3.99. Keep up with what y'all got coming out because those
Right.
auto pays tend to run concurrent. So
And they're coming out.
right, and they're gonna get the, and they're gonna keep hitting your account. Gym memberships, all of those things. So it's kind of like if you know you can't afford certain stuff, if you already penny pension,
Yeah.
be mindful of auto pay. If you don't have to do it, don't.
Right. True that.
because then you got to worry because then we got to be mindful of like overdrafts
Right.
and things like that. So I mean, I think somebody said it last week where so um money management wasn't important anymore because of the
The
way
guy,
currency was going to go. Right.
the one you talking about, yeah.
I feel like I had to think about it. I
Yeah.
see what he meant, but I think that mindset is because everything is so digital and technical now.
Hmm.
We tend to think, oh, it's going to computer, so this is that and a third. But let's just say you got everything coming out, and let's just
Hmm.
say you don't get an overdraft, but your money's gone.
Right.
You got to go get food, gas, something for the, whatever. You don't have no money and you don't know where the money is. You
Yeah.
haven't saved anything. You haven't, done it. All you know is, oh, I had enough for all of this stuff to come out, and now you don't have anything. Managing your money is not to be broke. You
Right.
shouldn't work to be broke. You should work to be able to have something. One thing my grandmother used to always say is make sure you got money to get the way you got to go in case of an emergency. You always have something for an emergency.
You know what? My this girl I dated, her father told me, never go somewhere where you don't have enough money to get back. That's what he said.
I tell everybody, oh, I can get home.
Yeah. Never have. Yeah. Never go. Whatever you spent going out, make sure you got that coming back. Always,
Hmm.
because he always. And I was like, he made this is like mid 90s. I was like, he got some sense there. Okay. I mean, it was common sense, but I never thought of it that way. What you
Hmm.
take to go out, make sure you have that to go back, no matter what. You may not be able to eat, but you'll be able to get home. And
Hmm.
yeah, and with auto pay, yeah, before you do auto pay, make sure you manage your finances. Write down, okay, this is coming out, this is what I make, but I also got to pay blah 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 blah. Make sure everything is straight, because when they take that auto pay out, it don't care if your balance is zero. They're taking that money. Then you got to pay overdraft fees, da 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 da. And then when you finally get your check, if you didn't paycheck to paycheck, that money is coming out of your check
First,
back into the bank. Yeah, you might walk out with $50 in your pocket, like, damn. But then you got your light bill, your water bill, your gas bill. Da-da, you got to eat. You got to pay for gas. You
then you
know,
got another overdraft.
then you got another overdraft. And then you just never get out. Then you be like, man, I can't get out of. I can't do this. Like, well, that's why you pay things on time and you manage your money ahead of time. Um,
Just to piggyback on a paying
mhm,
on time.
mhm.
Like you said, one thing we sometimes do ignore, or you'll be like, toss that bill to the side. Um, I have linked up with a financial consultant before.
Mhm.
Um, and one of the things he said, no, you can talk to whoever you have to pay money to.
Right.
Okay, most places, if you communicate timely, and
Mhm.
they will work out either an extension or
Mhm.
something. Sometimes, okay, you don't have it now, even if you can put something
Yeah.
or say, okay, hey, I can't do this day. Can I do this? A lot of times, though, I'm not saying do it all the time now. I'm just saying
Right.
when you need to, not just because you want to go party or you want to go buy a big weed, something like that.
Right.
But no, just make sure you communicate with whoever you have to pay money to, especially if
Yeah.
it's important. But even like you said, like keeping up with the Joneses, I think it's important to live within your bracket, live within
Right.
your room. If
Yeah.
if you don't make Birkin bag, Prada, and Gucci money,
Yeah.
I don't think you should purchase it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I see a lot of people, male and female, they buy stuff and like, man, you ain't got no money. Oh yeah, but you no, you ain't got no money, and they do anything. Um, we got to discuss ways to create a budget. Stuttering. Discuss ways to create a budget. The way I do things, and it's fairly simple. With gas, I always pull $100 a month away for gas. Always. That's like right out the tizap. Food, I tend to eat at work because I'm always there. So my food bill is not that high. I might spend $100 in food outside of outside of work. I already know my gas I got my gas, water, trash, light bill, of course, rent or whatever. Those are fixed basically because I usually work inside the same parameters of all my gas bills. They might be $5 give or take more. Same with the water bill. Because even at work I could shower at work if I need to. If I have I work at I work for Marriott, homie. So if I have a real rough day, I'll shower at work because I'm too tired to get in my car, come home and drive and get in the shower. I'll shower at work and have my because I keep a travel bag in my car always, toothpaste and all that stuff. Yeah. So make sure you have get in. Someone said at the top of the hour, chart everything you have to pay, everything, even your miscellaneous stuff you want to turn up or whatever. Put all everything. This is how I spend to do this, and stick to it. Don't be like, well, I'm gonna take some of my light money and I'm gonna turn up this Saturday. Nah, get that light bill out the way, cause that's your foundation. You're breaking right there. You know what I mean? Um, and what people need to also understand the difference between net and gross. People be like, "Oh man, I made $800 this week," but how much did you bring home? Your gross is what you made. Your net is what you're bringing home. And a lot of people don't understand that. They'll look at their thing, man, I'm gonna make this much this week. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's how much you work for. That's not how much you made. And that's when people get things mixed up. Like you always check your net, whether it be your balance at work, your balance at the bank, or your check. You check your net earnings. That's what you make.
Wow.
I didn't want to like saturate everybody with stuff, but I keep it moving though.
No, I was like, listen, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm
No,
working
you
on it.
straight.
Um, no, but some things like even like creating your budget. I agree with everything that you said. For me, I'm a visual person. I think for most people, a lot of people don't even know how they process. Meaning,
Right.
if you're visual, um, what is it?
Audio.
Audio, anything
Yeah.
like that. So I
Yeah.
think you got to understand how your thought process and how you retain and can compute the process. Me, I
Right.
have to see it. If I don't see it, I don't get it.
Right.
So if anybody's a visual person like me, I literally had to see it, which
Hmm.
is you can get a copy of your credit report.
Yep.
That's number one. Two, understanding where your credit score is, you can monitor it. That's you. Then that way you can make sure it's no fraudulent activity, nothing like that going on, and that everything that's on your credit report is yours.
Right.
I didn't understand that until it was too late. Like I said, I've been
Yeah.
a victim of identity theft quite a few times.
Yeah.
Um, but I did that, and then also, so with the credit report, what I have, how much I bought in, what I make, what my bills were, and then the things that I like to do.
Right.
Which was one of the, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, one of the reasons why around that time is why I stopped smoking weed.
I'm
That's
lucky. I've never bought weed in my life.
listen. Listen. Sometimes you might, link up with the
That's what I mean.
with the
I've
gas
never
man.
never
You know
bought it
what I
in my
mean?
life.
But sometimes when you're not with the gas man, you still got to get the gas, right?
I always mooched off to everybody else. Yo, come on, smoke weed. All right.
No, I was a wake and bake, break and bake, off work and bake, recreational and listen. I was baking. Okay. Anywho,
Oh man.
long story short, let's get out of
Yeah.
that. So okay, so I started to save once I realized how much was coming out. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And then, of course, started having, was having kids, had a
Hmm.
family.
Hmm.
And for those people who have children or have multiple kids, like I have three,
Hmm.
So when they were young and around the time I learned, I was like, something got to give. Everybody want their kids to have nice stuff, and
Hmm.
this is then the third, but you got to work with what you got.
Right.
So creating that budget of saying, okay, this is what got to be paid. Kids need this. We got to eat. This is then the third. So where can I save on some stuff with the money?
Right. Right.
Whether it be, do we eat out all the time?
Right.
Or if I purchase a lot of this, where can I cut back?
Right.
Especially if you have a one income home,
Right.
like most
Right.
of us have. I always say if you have more than one income in your home, you are winning. Okay. It makes life a lot easier. So this budget thing can stretch a little bit more.
Yeah.
But create a list of what you have to spend money on
Hmm.
and shit that you just spend money on. Look at that list of what you just spend money on and
Yeah.
ask yourself, what do I actually need? I think it's important to say how often, whether it's weekly, monthly, or bi-weekly, how often you pay whatever it is that's on this list.
Right.
And you keep revisiting it. Okay, if you spend, like you said, you spend $100 in food, right? So
Yes.
let's say you're a person that eat out, you have
Mhm.
extra mouths. That 100 could be 300. And if
Yeah.
you're eating out, whether it's fast food, this and then the third, because life happens, you work, you do all of these things. So you
Hmm.
excessively spend, not realizing, like I said,
Hmm.
5, 10, 15, $20, it adds up.
Right.
So then you say, oh damn. And I said it before last week. I said, just imagine if you challenge yourself. So let's say, even if it's something like coffee, if you go
Hmm.
get coffee every morning, buy yourself some coffee, get your coffee pot, nice little mug,
Yeah.
make your own coffee every morning. So every time you will buy coffee, put that money in a little box. Or if you like me and don't like to carry cash, move
Right.
that money into a different account and see how much you save.
Yeah.
And then try it with something else. Okay, if you're a Bath and Body Work person and you spend $80 in Bath and Body Work, try to cut that 80 in half. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm not gonna come out with six things. I may come out with two. So the
Right.
money that you would have spent on the other four, put
Right.
that money into a different account. You'll start to see and create a budget. And once you realize, oh damn, now I got more money to do something else that you really need. Or if your kid needs something, if like I said, if you need gas rainy day, you have something. Because
Right.
sometimes we spend what we see
True that.
because we know we can replenish it. Or create an account and save it. A different account. We talked about
Yeah.
having multiple savings account. Put that in
Right.
something else. Or that
Yeah.
money can go towards, anything, or you could put that up for an account for your kids, an account for your grandkids, whatever it is that you want,
Yeah.
something that you really want to work towards getting.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to create the budget for that. But then the other thing is me,
Hmm.
I became, I love a sale. So when y'all go out,
Yeah.
and I was just talking to somebody who was a cologne junkie, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I go get this from Sephora, and they start sending you little cute, like the little things. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
60% off. When I
Oh
see
yeah.
that, I go
Gotta have.
shopping and I get the stuff, and people be like, oh, that's not. Mm-hmm. Girl got that right on sale with the good old discount. The more you shop, the more money they give you off. And people don't understand online shopping is the devil, but it can also be rewarding because they'll
Yeah.
send you stuff. But Klarna, Afterpay is the devil.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a I'm a victim to the all life. I know Amazon, everything's like, man, this dude right here, does he even have any money left? Cause he stay on our site. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
you
lie.
gotta go. Like I say, sometimes you might gotta look a little bit, but you will find a sale.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you do like Macy's, even like Saks.
Yeah.
Like I told my son, and I'm like, Saks got a sale, online sale. They had like a 40% off,
Yeah.
60% off. I said, well, there you go, man. They cleaned up.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
you can
I'm
get
I'm
what
with
you
you.
want, but you don't always have to pay $800 for what you want. Because trust me, soon as you
Mhm.
pay that $800 for whatever it is that you wanted, a week later, you probably could have spent. It's going to be 80% off.
And see, that's the problem we have in our community. Uh, we see it as if we spend this amount of money, then we're like, yeah, I spent $800 on it when you didn't have to spend that much on that. It's like, and I'm not disrespecting Beats by Dre, nice headphones, but I tell people, if you're not a DJ, don't buy those headphones. Reason being, you can buy yourself a pair of Sony's for $60. You got the same sound. I tell people, Beats by Dre are not made for MP3s. They are made if you got um
And you can cut that $60 to $30 if you get yourself some Raycons.
yeah, you don't, yeah, for real. Cause see what, and I don't mean to, steer away, but Beats by Dre are made for studios. Like if you got a CD and you're listening to the actual CD, the original recording that you bought out the store or whatever. What up, Richie? That's what Beats by Dre are made for. Studios. They're not made for just walking around. Cause MP3s are the lowest quality sound. That's why you can get so many songs on one disc. But people don't know that. They spent $300 on Beats by Dre. Like these headphones right here, I got these from Walmart, $20. And you know what? I done I don't know how many shows with these joints on them. Like, you know. But see, people got the status and they spend it beyond their means because they want to keep up with the Joneses. When you don't, if you just look, forget what this guy is spending for this. Forget what she's spending for this. If you go right down the middle and you'll see what you want, what you need, and they have it, and you spend a third of what they spent. Golly, the importance of saving money. This
Then if you want to travel,
it's self-explanatory. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just came in my mind. I was just
Hold on, can I give a shout out right quick? That's my man Shy Van Dam right there. That's one of my proteges. Wrestling extraordinaire. If you want to know anything about wrestling, look at videos of wrestling. You'll see him there. That's like my little brother. Yeah, that's like my little brother. Me, him. Yeah, that's my dude. We go way back. He stay right behind me. That's my dude.
Voila.
Yeah, that's my dude.
I forgot what I was getting ready to say. So go ahead.
You can talk about if you like to travel. See? You're on mute. Can't hear you.
See, that's how I shut myself up. I be putting myself on mute. Sorry. So if you want to travel, and this was something like me and my friends sat around and talked about. So cut back. I'm very much financially aware these days than I used to be. I'm gonna just say that. So certain things where people be like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. Nada. Because I look at it like you can still be cute on a budget. You can still be cute. I look at it like a lot of times when people get stuck on labels, they look dumb or they look like clowns. Everybody don't wear it right. And then you could take something like you said from Walmart, Target, Macy's, anyway, and you can make that look just as expensive. And you can look just as, my thing, as long as you're clean, presentable, nice, you good. So just imagine, okay, I like Macy's. Okay. So let's say you don't go to Macy's. So let's say you don't go to Macy's, you go to Target. You might save, let's say $100. I'm just gonna throw that out there, right? Take that 100 and create a fund for your trip. Do that for like a month. Save in different areas of how you spend.
Yeah.
And then you'll see, okay, your flight might be round trip, let's say 3 something.
Right.
So for a month, cut back on maybe 1 or 2 things. Put that up. There go your flight.
There it is.
So it's like save to do the things that you really want to do that you can really benefit from. And it's kind of like where people stuck. You look cool, you looking cute for the same people in your neighborhood. When you can get cute for somebody that don't know you, ain't never seen you, and you can see the world. I don't know. I'm just thinking differently.
Nah, you're right. You're right. Cause that's the way I do things. And my boy Shad, it- that's a guy right there. He dressed like he got millions. Just an average guy. Straight up. Dude, Mr. Wu Tang too. He know everything about Wu Tang too. But
I was just watching the series. I was like, oh, and it brought me back. I was listening to Wu Tang all week. But go
if you
ahead.
don't know Wu Tang, hit him up. He know everything about Wu Tang.
I'm gonna have to follow him. All right, I got you. Fab Bam Bam Hamrock.
Yeah, Harry. That's my dude. That's my dude. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, you can look good. You can look dope. You don't have to spend all this money to do that. You really don't. But people, they said, let's go back to keeping up with the Joneses. They want to be able to say, yeah, I paid this for this. I paid blah 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 for this. Da, 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 da. Like, how much money you got in your pocket to spend? You know, it's like, come on, man. Save your money, because when I look at my account, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go take me a ride to, I don't know. I'm driving to Atlanta today. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I mean, I'm not saying I'm balling, because I'm not balling, but if I want to go to Atlanta today, I can go to Atlanta today and stay the night. You know, like Richie. When I went to go hang out with Richie, I was like, I'm going to Orlando. Went down there and chilled with him. You know, um,
Hold up,
it's
he live in Orlando.
yeah, yeah,
Look, I got a birthday coming up. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going.
yeah, yeah. Shoot. Oh yeah, and Richie's crib is paid for. Richie got a nice little spot too. He got a lake right next to his house, man. Yeah, Richie got it going on. Hey, Rich,
Friend,
I'm trying
look,
to look out for you, homie.
look, hold up. Friend, my birthday coming up.
Yeah, Richie got a nice little truck too. I ain't trying to push him at nobody. I'm just saying it's my dude right there, you know. But
Me and friend, me and Rich, we best.
um, but it's good to have. It's good to save. It's good to have a savings account, checking account, and even a play account. Because, like I said, you got emergencies may happen. You never know what's going to happen. And invest in yourself. This is nothing we spoke about last week and the prior week. The things that you buy, that you spend it on, whether it be Jordans, Beats by Dre, put some money into it. Invest in it. So whatever you spending, whatever they're spending, is coming back to you at the end. You know, invest the things you like. Anything I got right now is paid for. But if I anything else like techniques, if I use them, mine paid off now, so I ain't worry about it. But yeah, I got money in Tesla. I don't got a Tesla, but I can get some money out. I talk trash about them, but I'm trying to get that money from them. But yeah,
Yeah, that we talked about. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like
that's
last,
right.
I think
Oh,
it's important.
Julie showed up. Jules,
Yeah,
what?
you're back.
Where the hell she been? Hey,
Listen, we had a whole conversation today. I ain't even gonna put my friend out there, but we did.
nah, put her out. Put her all the way out there,
No,
forcing her ass
what was
tomorrow.
I gonna say?
Yeah.
You keep making me lose my thought. Oh,
What's about
when
investing?
we was talking like investing. Okay, invest your money. Like I was telling somebody today, if you a person, man, actually it was my son. We had a nice little. Me and my son talked a lot today. He's really
Yeah,
growing up. So I
you should
said,
talk to my son.
he loved like Nikes and all that. Like he's
Hmm.
a label hoe.
Yeah,
So I said, son, okay, that's what you like. You make the money, you can afford it.
yeah,
You and your kid, right?
yeah.
Put some money in that shit.
Right.
So he like, what you mean? Okay, go on there. You into the stocks and stuff. See how much it costs to, invest in it, buy some
Yeah,
stock in it. Okay,
yeah,
you ran it. Why can't you capitalize off of what you putting the money into anyway? And
yeah.
so and I was telling a coworker of mine, she's young, she's in her 20s, she's like
Hmm.
a kid for, like one of
Hmm.
my kids.
Yeah,
And we had the conversation too about, spending and all of that stuff. She was like, well, yeah, like right now, I'm just trying to da 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 da.
hmm.
The bullshit excuses we all had.
Yeah.
So I said, no. I said, okay, whatever it is, I said, okay, if you like this particular place and you like to visit these things and you like to buy this,
Right.
okay, I get you working on certain things. So, and that's the same thing I told her, give her a credit union. Even she was like, well, maybe I just need a financial advisor. Okay, if you can't afford to save, you can't afford a financial consultant because you got to pay them too.
Yeah.
So start where you can, do your homework, do some research, get some things. So if you want to buy Nike, you want to buy Gucci,
Hmm.
that's where your money going. Buy
Yeah.
stock in it
Right.
and let it sit there for
Right.
even if it's 6 months to a year. See what you got, and then by that year, see what's going on. Buy something else. Take whatever you got to take, put it into something else. I think this is a time where most of us should be into. If we spending all this money on labels, we should start investing and buying stock in these companies, whereas though
Right.
we can get money too.
Right. And see, that's something. That's why when they say black money is powerful money, but we don't use that power, and that power can help us with so much into saying this is what irritates me about this what makes me pissed off about black people. And I'm about to go on a short rant because we ran through a lot of stuff. We got a lot more left, but I got to rant for a second. Black people, cut the crap with I ain't invested in that white stuff and da 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 da. Cut it out. 90% of things we buy are white owned or made in Korea or Thailand or Afghanistan. Blah 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 blah. We need to invest in the products we buy. I don't care if a, I don't care if the son of Osama bin Laden owns it. If it's money in it, I'm putting my money in it because that money has one color, green. The money don't know where it came from. It don't care nothing about you. It don't care where it's going. So if you got it in your pocket, if we can be out there selling drugs to each other and not caring, then put the money into something that you know that's gonna it's gonna prove your quality. It pisses me off. I'm stuttering because I'm so ooh we
Can I say one thing while you get that together? If you go on hustle, well, first, short, yes,
you're
look
gonna
into,
say what I'm you're probably gonna say what I'm trying to say, but go ahead and say it.
but first to
Ugh.
short hand damn Hambrick.
Yeah,
I like the name.
let's call him Big
I gotta
Shot.
say it.
Big Shot. That's Big
No,
Shot.
I like to say the whole name. Yes, please look into.
Yeah.
He said never really thought about investing in stock. I might have to research and invest in. Please do, because a
Yeah.
lot of things that we spend money on, like I just said, we will invest in all of these companies that don't give a damn about us, our community. They just want our money, and they will tell us that it's not made for us. It's
Right.
not for us, but we will squeeze our big asses into this stuff and don't get anything.
Right.
See how much it is. All of these companies, people invest in them. That's how they stay lucrative. That's how they stay afloat. So a lot of companies function off of who invests their money into them. So that's the thing. Like I told you, I be doing my homework. I be learning. But anyway, back to interesting when he was talking about hustlers. If you are, I don't knock hustlers. I look at hustlers as also understand that you are also an entrepreneur.
Right.
And I said it before, if you can hustle, you already have the brain to have a business because you are the best marketer out there because you got to push your product to make people think your stuff is better than the next person's stuff and even down the packaging.
Yeah.
Y'all get creative with it. But also don't make money to drive around the neighborhood in a Bentley.
Right.
Buy a house. Buy
Right.
some property
Exactly.
in that same neighborhood. Rent it out. Fix it up. Keep your neighborhood up so that other people can't come and bob your neighborhood and push you out. So you
Yep.
can make money, do whatever you got to do, but also look into what are you really hustling for, because you can't retire from it. At least set
No.
yourself up, have an end game, whereas though you can get yourself into something, whereas though you can own something, invest your money into something, even invest it in the stocks. Let that money sit there. If you get locked up, had to do a bit. By the time you come home, you got a couple dollars.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was getting to. I'm glad you put it so eloquently, because I was getting so pissed off, man. I'm like, if you make, because see, what people don't realize, you can sell drugs all your life. If you're not stacking that bread, come retirement, I'm not paying Jude no mind. if you if you're not stacking that bread, come retirement time, what do you got? You got to actually work, unless you're gonna keep on hustling. That's why you say invest in yourself, get yourself a home, invest in an area where you can, like I said, get prop. You know what? I'll even say Easy E. Everyone know Easy E sold dope. He was a crip, the whole lick. But you know what he did? He took that money and built NWA and got out the drug game and started doing this and that. Look at Ti. As soon as he got famous, he started building houses in Atlanta. A lot of them do that. Paris, out of California, went into real estate. Gave up rap and started doing real estate. That's all you got to do. But if you just driving around the neighborhood in a Bentley, whatever, you know what you're doing? You're showing out, and you're making yourself a victim, because someone's gonna come get you. Then all that money you made, they might make it to where you can't walk anymore. What you gonna do then? You be in a wheelchair. But anyway, let me get out that rant, because
No, but also, and even no, okay, so going back to the 403
yeah,
IRA, Roth IRA for kids. If you're a person who, I'm gonna just stick on the hustling thing for a second.
yeah,
As it kind of ties into, and like I said, I had this conversation earlier with, different people,
yeah,
and y'all making babies out here. Start like low accounts. Okay, if you're making a couple thousand a week
yeah.
and you got like 4 kids, take 1,000 per kid, start an IRA account. Just let that money sit. At least if anything happens to you, now you're financially setting your child up.
Hmm.
Ain't got nothing to do with the baby mother or the baby father, because some women in the game too. Ain't got nothing to do with them. It's about your kid. They can't touch the money.
Right.
You can set it up whereas though when your child becomes of legal age, they can set this money up. Also,
Yeah.
even if you're not a hustler or you are a person who just work. I wish I would have known this, like I said, when my kids were younger.
Me
And I
too.
told all of them when we had the show. That's when I found out about it last week. And
Yeah.
I was like, y'all know y'all can set up these accounts for these kids. For these kids, they're gonna be rich. And I was like, oh, say less.
But that's the
So
best thing you could do for them, is pass
mhm,
the knowledge down.
yeah, if they don't do it, I'm
Mhm.
gonna do it.
Right.
I might just do it anyway. They don't say there's no limit of how many you can have.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to think like people that don't look like us, that take advantage of the financial institutions, how money works. And that's why I said the important piece to this is understanding we don't understand how money works.
Yeah.
And
I
we just
agree.
know we need to make it, but we don't understand it. It's not just about having it. All of these different things like stocks, bonds, CDs, they are there for a reason. And they know we don't know. Just think about it. When somebody says something about like crypto and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
when we start getting into it during the pandemic, you see how all that shit fell?
Yeah. Yep.
And now everybody dying, you can't find all of this stuff. So it's kind of like you gotta see it's not for you to know. So
Right.
the more we get educated, they can't keep changing the game but so much.
Right.
We gotta make the game work for us, whereas though we can protect our communities, whereas though we can build in our communities. I think when we come back from the break, because I know we got 5 minutes left, I'm gonna give it to you. I
Mhm.
want to touch on the Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah.
because I know we're gonna go more into like investments and all of
Hmm.
those things in the second half. But I think all of us should do our homework on Black Wall Street.
Yes, I agree 100%. 100%. And I'm going back to the same thing. We need to stop saying, I'm not trying to be like white people. You're not trying to be like white people. You're trying to build something for your family and for yourself. And if it has to, and if it look like you act building like a white person, so be it. But you're not. You're trying to build for the future. That's what it is. There's no color when building for the future. You either do it right or do it wrong. And right, Jude, yeah, yeah. I guess I think I know what you said, but lay off
You
the
know my baby be dating.
weed. Stay off the weed.
Don't come for her. Leave her alone. No, but I was telling her we did cover that in the beginning. But also
Yeah,
I think one thing we didn't touch on when we were talking about having excessive things, I think
yeah.
it's important to understand, and I mentioned I had to help a family member cut up credit cards.
Oh man.
Yes, you can have credit cards to establish credit, but that doesn't mean have a million of them that you can't keep up with and you just charging it and charging it and charging it and charging it.
Yeah.
So, like we said in the beginning, get your credit report, understand what
Mhm.
your credit score means, understand what good credit, bad credit is. Teach your kids. We talked about this last week.
Mhm.
It's okay to do research. They don't expect for us to read. Don't just go to Google. There are books, learning institutions, whoever you bank with. They are people that are supposed to school you on these things. That's what they get paid for. We just don't take advantage of it.
Let the old saying go. If you want to hide something for black people, put it in a book. Sad but true, because we will not. Oh, we will jump on social media and swear we know everything, but we will not pick up a book. Like I asked, like the other day, I asked a few people, name me 5 books you've read in the last 5 years.
Do they include urban novels and stuff with fornication?
Read. Yeah, I'm talking reading. They couldn't even do it. Oh man, I was on. I was checking this thing on YouTube. No, read a book. The point was read. I know you all about fornicating. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We all are. We just don't admit it, but we all are. But yeah, but let me read this comment about my boy Shad Van Dam before we go to break. I feel like credit and like how y'all discuss this topic of investing is important in this
Oh,
day and age to be successful in life and not struggle or go broke in general.
so
Can we hear who? No, we can't hear
no,
him. He said we got a call on the line. Yo, you there? Whoever it is, I don't hear him.
ghetto, whoever it is.
No, I said hello. Whoever I ain't seen about no ghetto. Yo, whoever's there, we can't hear him. It might be Shad calling in, but now we can't hear him. Nope. Well, we're about to go to break anyway in
Well, try
about
to
50
keep them on the
seconds.
line, and then we can
Yeah.
figure it out during the break. So we're gonna take a quick 5 6 minute break. You guys can go grab yourself something to drink, go take a bathroom break, and of course, if you are on Facebook, y'all already know I'm gonna
Oh, you
end
said
it.
it wasn't him.
Because we
Okay.
can't play the music on Facebook. So I'm gonna restart it when we come back. But if you want to hear the music, go to hamradio.org.
And I
And
will share it. I will share the link so y'all can connect, reconnect. Da 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 da. All right.
all right, we'll see you guys when we come back from the break.
What's up? Hey,
I
we just
was
heard that. Just heard that New Jack City. So I had to go ahead and break out the Martin. Yeah, we're back with the Casual Convo Show, the second hour. You know what we do? We have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have that tough one, baby. I am your co-host, Bosco from the Bronx. Some know me as Idris Salam. And I got my hostess with the mostest, Coco in the building.
Buenos noches.
Yeah. Hasta la vista, baby. Anyway, that's a little late,
I
too early
always
for
do
that.
why you say that. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey,
Hey, but check it out. Before we move to the next few topics, I want to talk to people out investing. Won't be about a minute. Um, when you decide to invest in something, of course, research who you're investing, and some places for you to buy a share, it may cost $500 for one share. It might cost $50 for one share. But find which one you can afford, but also find one that's that's really doing its thing. Just don't jump on anything. So I'm gonna just invest in this, knowing they're struggling. Always pay attention to what's going on. If you see a ticker with the Dow Jones and everything, check all that stuff out. Watch it daily. In fact, I would watch it 2 or 3 times a day because it goes up and down, up and down. But if you're wearing something, Nike, invest in Nike. If you're wearing Adidas, invest in Adidas. And right now, Adidas having a tough time, but still, they're not going out of business anytime soon. Tesla, anything that's really doing their thing that keeps a steady market, invest in that. But try to invest in a full stock. Don't don't put $5 into a $500 stock because it may take you a year for you to earn 30 cents. Let's keep it moving. Second hour, casual convo show. Here we go.
oh, can I piggyback off of that?
Yeah.
Um,
That was loud. Yeah. My bad.
Another thing is if you know you purchase something a lot, you know they making money because you're investing your dollar in it.
Right.
Put some money in there. And then it's like you don't always have to get the most expensive stock. And then sometimes it depends on how much, like, what was it? I can't remember what it is. Like if they say it's like 100 or something, whatever, a share or something like that, you may not have to put the whole 100 in just
Right.
to put money in it. You might not have a bigger return. It might take you a little bit longer to see the turnaround. But like you say, you can. I always say invest what you not going to lose. Like if you're looking for a quick flip,
Yep.
make sure you know the market. You can't go and put $10,000 in something and get mad when it falls because you didn't know when to pull out or how to invest in it. Like watching the market is a really um good thing. And nowadays, all smartphones, I don't know about what y'all got going on, but I know Apple, we got it on. It come with it. So you all you gotta do is just hit the little thing and you can see all the markets, what they're doing, when they're folding, and they also give you summaries. They go through different fiscals, when they're closing out, how they did. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
just look at the company. And then sometimes when you go on a company's business page or web page,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of their financial information, their board members, everything is public information.
Mm-hmm.
So we can never say what we don't know. They don't want to tell us. No, it's literally public information.
Right.
If you go on there, you can see what their goals are because every year the
Mm-hmm.
company changes its mission statement or goal. It may be similar, but they do change it. You want to see where they going, how they thinking, or how often are they changing. Um, Different things like that you want to pay attention to because it can also tell you how the company is doing.
Right.
Um, you can also see, are they in the red, are they in the black? How many times have they started over or claimed bankruptcy? All of that
Yeah.
stuff. When we see companies go under and then they come back grand reopen it,
Yeah.
that's to get them out of this. So now they want to sell everything that they have to make a profit, claim the whatever they have, and then they want to still reopen.
Yeah.
And they do it all the time. We just the only ones that don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, not just investing into major companies. We said this last week. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, only like a minute. Invest in your friends, your family, people within your community who are having startup businesses, trying to do their own thing, um,
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes have better merch, better product, better service. That's for you. When you buy from your own, you pour back into your community. You pour back into
Mm-hmm.
families that need the money. Also, if you are a business owner or you
Yeah.
created a business, don't just think of, okay, I'm gonna sell a couple of pieces and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Don't look at it like that. Look
Right.
into getting investing in a storefront,
Right.
because we don't have, and that also goes into ownership. That's yours.
Yep.
We allow other people to take buildings in our neighborhoods and open up businesses, and we complain about it. Yeah, you might
Yep.
got your online thing and you selling a couple things, but also work on your customer service. Make sure you have, and make sure you're marketing, and make sure you're you're being competitive in
Yeah.
the lane of whatever that you're in. Don't just be like, oh, because they selling theirs for 200, I'm gonna do 250.
Right.
No, you probably don't have the means and the back ends to do that.
And you're gonna price yourself out.
Yeah, wholesale. Look into
Yeah.
wholesaling.
Yeah.
Look into, there are books on how to market. There are books on how to keep your business, how to be competitive. Like you said, read up on that stuff.
Read up on it.
Educate yourself in whatever lane. If you want to go into clothing, understand retail. If
Yeah.
you want to go into um making something, and you got to mix some stuff, understand chemistry, science, all of that stuff. Everything that you, the knowledge that you give yourself, it goes
Mm-hmm.
back into your business, and then you can pour, and then you can be more successful. But we can't keep limiting ourselves to these boutiques. And yeah,
Yeah.
everybody have like pages, but sometimes people want to be more personable and they want to come shop around. Allow the people who support you to come and shop to a store.
Mm-hmm.
They might want to fly out and visit you. You just never know where your support come from. But I think we need to think bigger and not just smaller to get a couple dollars. We gotta really think like enterprises and organizations, whereas though start employing your own. Have
You know
people.
what? You we got to be Geminis because you just that last part. Now I gotta say something because of what you just said led me to what I was thinking. And we're gonna get to these other subjects. That's why you should learn public relations because you want to be able to speak to people. You're not just gonna be speaking to your kind, and you might be speaking to your kind, but your kind might be speaking in another, as we say in New York, another vernacular. Not everybody is
Wait a minute, say that
around.
again. You know that's my
Well,
word. Vernacular.
vernacular, yeah, that's how we do in New York. They might have a different vernacular. Not everyone may speak in the yo, yeah, what a homie. Some people come to you, how you doing, sir? How you doing, man? You need to know how to talk to these people because what we speak in the hood is not universal. It really isn't, you know. Because I've met me working for Marriott. I've met so many black people who I walk up to, how you doing? You know, we talk, blah 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 blah. You know, and they're like, wow, you know. And I said, yeah, I know how to flip it because you have to have two languages. You got to have your street shit. You got to have your business shit. You know. Now maybe down the line, once you get to know each other, y'all could be like, yo, what up, homie? Because you're like that. But you have to have some type of business acumen when it comes to speaking. I took public speaking when I was in school, and there's a lot of stuff I learned that I didn't know. And even moving from New York, where we we got a certain way we speak, I was like, whoa, okay, you know, um, yeah, it's a lot. Just read, get a book and read. And I say get a book and read because you can always put that book in your bag and just walk. You can walk. You can sit in the park. You can read it to where yeah, you got a laptop. I mean, but you out in the sun, summertime. That's you can't see shit. Pardon my
Can
French.
you can you send that my way? Because I need to take a public speaking, because I only know how to speak Baltimore.
Yeah, I can do that. Shout out to Meldon. Shout out to Devron. Who else we got in the building?
His name ain't no damn Devron. That's Reds.
I know. I said Devron. I know.
No, I'm trying to. That's
Yeah,
Red.
he looked red. Yeah, yeah, he a little light skinned nigga. Anyway, moving on to the next subject. Burial and taking care of things for your family when they're gone. This is something we also lack in our community.
Life
And
insurance.
right. And I'm gonna say this especially to the hustlers on the street. If you hustling, I don't care what level you are on, get insurance anyway. because you never know when your last day may be today. Because there's always people trying to get you. So at least when you're gone, because the average funeral is going to cost you $5,000, man. And your family is not going to pull $5,000 out the bank and say, oh, we got this. And even if they do pay for the burial,
If you want doves and them people dancing and all that stuff, it might cost you 10.
might cost you 10. And you want to have somebody leave money to leave your kids. They don't want to see you go and be like, okay, we don't have nothing. Leave them something, you know? And I'm not saying it because I'm trying to hope something happened to you, but it's 50-50 chance in our neighborhoods. You selling dope. So there's always that one person who wants to make a name for himself. So get that. And all of us need to have it anyway. Yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit a month for this. Oh yeah, it's gonna add up. It's gonna pay off in the end. You know. Speaking on, you just don't want to leave your people that have to take care of everything, especially if they don't have it. Like me and my brother and my sister. Well, my mother, she had her burial paid for, but it was just some things we wanted more, so we put in. But she had paid her burial. Like, yo, this is it. Blah 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 blah. And we said, well, we want more than that. So we put our little money in to make it a little bit better, And that's how it is. But I had another. She wasn't my sister. She's like sister-in-law. Had to pay for hers. Shit ain't cheap. Like my brother when he passed, we had to pay for that. My mother had to pay out of pocket. And she wasn't cheap. Passing it to you now.
Oh, I had to unmute myself.
Oh, you straight? Oh, we're getting hydrated. I'll move on and then I'll pass it back to you.
No. I did want to say something about
okay. Well, go ahead then. Take it on. Take it away.
About the burial and the life insurance. I think we don't look at having life insurance as being financial, setting our families up financially,
right.
or not crippling our families financially. So when you have a life insurance policy, it's just not okay. Yeah, for your burial, but I think a lot of us don't understand you can have more than one policy, even if you want to have one for each kid or something just to leave behind, where as though your debt does not become your loved one's debt. So even
Right.
if the state or government snatch one because of whatever you owe, you still have other monies so that they can be okay, be afloat. I think it's important also, not even just burial, but we should even look into having a will while we're living, like creating a will. Where
Living
so
will.
if you are investing your money or you got a nice little cushion,
Mm-hmm.
people are not. We see families get destroyed around funeral time over finance
Mm-hmm.
and money. So when you have a will, they can't fight. You leaving what you want to leave to exactly who you want to leave it to, however much you want to do. And even with your insurance policies, your life insurance policies, you
Yeah.
can format them whatever percentage you want to go to whoever your beneficiary is. Don't just leave it to the chick that you screwing. And ladies, don't just give it to the person that's telling you cute. Make
Right.
sure you leave it to somebody that's not going to kill you for the money. So it's really, really important. If you don't have a life insurance policy, at least have one. And even if it just cover the burial,
Yeah.
have something that your family can cash out on and not have to worry about how they want to lay you to rest. If you know you want to go extravagantly, you want um, a royal coffin, you want doves let go, um, you want the people dancing and singing, you want to have a whole big shebang. You need
Yeah.
to make sure that's already straight and that's good. Now I
Yeah.
can say a lot. That's one thing my family did. Oh, make sure you have some life insurance. Now and it's
Yeah.
easy now because of online. Back then you used to had to remember you used to duck the insurance man because he was coming to you regularly, like, damn, wait a minute, why ain't you
Man,
yet? Like
he was like Jehovah Witness, man.
right. And then and then not only that, most employers
Yeah.
offer a policy. However,
Yeah.
don't just go by that policy. There's
Mm-hmm.
a thing where I'm sorry, you can get additional policies. That's where you have more than one, because
Yeah.
anything can happen. So you can do that, and then some. Even if you don't work for them anymore, you can still speak to the whoever is the people that they had their insurance through, their
Yeah.
life insurance policy. Sometimes they will keep you. You already got money in it. They
Right.
just not getting that match because
Yeah.
you gotta put in, and then some companies will be like, okay, we gonna pay it, but that don't mean you can't go ahead and all right. Let me double that. They'd rather
Yeah.
keep your money than lose it.
You know what? And off topic, well, I guess the same topic. Look into an advanced directive also, because
Can you tell people what that is? I
yo,
mean, or
yeah,
we use it because I
yeah,
had
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Is let people know what's going on. You know, like what you want with the health. I mean, something happened.
Explain that better, sir.
Just in case you can't communicate. Like, just say anything can happen. You can't communicate what's going on, like what you want done. The advanced director will tell people, okay, this is what he wants done because he can't
Get up
tell us.
there.
Yeah. Well, look, as New Yorkers, we talk it, then we get to the point. But go ahead.
No, I had to explain this for a living. That's why I'm looking at you like, no, say it better than that. So pretty much
You,
with the
you got to
advanced,
forgive the New Yorker in me. We got to tell the story first.
but see, you
Then
a
we
New Yorker and y'all fast talk. You didn't even fast talk that one right. You were supposed to convince people to go get it. You just like, yeah, I mean, just yeah, I mean, no. Let me break down the vernacular.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So pretty much, but your advanced directive is that's a living will. So what that does is you would assign someone. So let's say if I may had an advanced directive, and let's just say I said I want Bosco to be able to make decisions for me in the event that I cannot speak for myself, which
Right.
he stated that could be. Let's say you were in an accident and you were unconscious, you were in a coma, you were on life support. That advanced directive states this is the person. I don't want
Right.
all of these other people.
Right.
This is the designated person that is going to make decisions for my life.
Right.
You're giving them that permission to make any decisions. That's who you trust to make those decisions for you. So a lot of times when people go into the hospital and they be in an accident and then you hear no, and then the family arguing about take them off, keep them on, take them
Yeah.
off, keep them on, that clears all of that up. And
Right.
that advanced directive, you can change it at any time. Let's say you and a person fall out. Me and Bosco fall out. I can say, listen, that advanced directive y'all got, we're gonna change that up. That's
Mhm.
your legal right. You can go
Right.
back and do another one, and that becomes a part of your medical file. It goes into the EMR, and that becomes with you, and that follows you. So, like I said, in the event of a life event or an emergency that happens, that
Incapacitated. Yeah.
covers you medically.
Now, everyone, y'all forgive me. I am from New York City. We have to tell y'all the story first, but we're gonna get to the point. You know what I mean? So y'all forgive me.
I
I
got to
was,
the
I
point.
was, I was getting there. It just takes a while. Well, I was getting there. Anyway, moving right along. um,
No, but real talk.
yeah, 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 for
If
real.
you don't
Yeah,
have one,
yeah.
one of the things when I did patient care that I would really push
Mm-hmm.
was to fill this out, read over it, keep it on file. You get a copy. All of those you can keep it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to make a rash decision right then and there,
Right.
but it's definitely great to have. You could be picture perfect health. You just
Yeah,
never know what happens
never
tomorrow.
know.
Just like living here in Baltimore, I can go outside tomorrow. Anything can happen the way that the city mess,
Anything can happen.
set up. So have one. You just don't know
Just
what
like a
can happen.
DNR.
I always say be prepared for
Yeah.
anything can happen. Like my
Mm-hmm.
kids say all the time, I'm a worry or I always think of the worst. No, it's not. I'm a realist.
Realist, yeah, because you
I
never
live in
know.
reality of what can happen and I try to prepare myself for that. So
It's just like with a DNR. And do not resuscitate. Meaning, if I'm out to go out, I don't want nobody thinking of anything. Well, this might no. It's time to go. My mother had a
y'all better
DNR.
revive me. My shit say breathe in my mouth.
My mother had a DNR, and so do I. I said, look, if I can't walk or talk, y'all better be like, you know what? All right, nigga. It's nice knowing you. Cause my mom's when she's getting ready to pass away, she had that and she said, "Look, when you know it's time," I said, "Oh, you ain't got to worry about it." I said, "I got your back." But my brother, he my dog. Nah, bro. I go look. When mom says time to go, like Marina, she was there. She was like, "Nah, when grandma time to go, it's time to go. We ain't gonna do nothing." Because she had went into it, and I mean, we got a little time, so we ain't got a few things to talk about. Anyway, she had went into like a little slight coma, and my brother like, "Yeah, do this," and they brought her back. When she came back, she cussed his ass out. She cussed his ass. She ain't cussed, but she like, "Why did you bring me back? You knew it was time for me to go." But mom, no. You take care of it next time. She's pointing at me. You make sure he take it. He's told Lorena. It's like that. And he was hot. My mother said, when that bus comes, you better make sure I'm on it. And like the day before she passed away, I knew she was going. She said, I think so. I said, yeah, that bus coming. She said, you make sure I get on that bus. I said, all right.
Yeah,
she
older
went
people funny when it about death. I know when I used to
to,
work in the I'm sorry, y'all, we sidetracked. I used
we
to work
always do.
I was probably like 19. I worked in the nursing home.
Yeah.
And you know when people would crash and
Yeah.
we all know that.
Yeah.
This one guy, he was always spicy. So he literally
Yeah.
coded. So we was all like, working on him. So he he
You
comes
say he
to
literally did what?
he coded.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Had to do did the workup.
Wait, he did it himself. He made himself cold.
No.
Oh,
He
oh,
just
oh, oh, oh,
code.
oh. Okay,
So
okay. I was gonna say, wow. How did
no,
he
no,
do that?
no. He
Okay.
ain't. He wasn't that. He was a little. We was just always. He was like everybody's favorite.
I'm like, my nigga.
Yeah,
All right, okay.
so we revived him.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, he was supposed to, but
Oh,
the
okay.
thing is, it's just the shit that old people say, and it made
Yeah.
me think when you said that because he was like, "Well, wasn't time for me yet, was it?" Look, yeah, here, drink the juice. You want some Jello? I was
Oh,
like,
I thought he's DNR and y'all brought him back. I'm like,
no. Down one thing, like medical
okay,
facilities does not play about that.
right.
That's a lawsuit.
Well, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Now he showed us. He said, "Well, one time, that time, nope."
My mother was hot. She was hot.
Oh no, I tell everybody revive me. Now, see, I don't know. It depends. That's a
If I
whole
can't,
like,
the way I look at it, and we're gonna get back on the subject. If I can't really take care of myself when I'm laid up in the bed and I can't, and I'm just an invalid, I got to go. I
no, I
told him
want to hear
DNR.
everybody say how much they don't want me to go. I don't mean no.
They don't want me to go either, but I
But
told
you
them,
know
well,
how like you mean. I mean, God forbid. I hope it never happens. But I want to hear how much people love me.
oh, me too. I want to
Now,
be in the.
I want all of that. I want all
I
that.
want if I'm laying in bed and I hear it, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just saying. I mean, my like Morena said, Unc, you know what? When you die, I'm gonna get some of your ashes, right? I like, yeah, I know. Cause see, me and her got my mother's ash. She got half, and I got some. We got them in a little thing. I said, yeah, I mean, she said, yeah.
I'm
I,
sorry. I'm gonna be mummified.
I thought about that,
I'm gonna be mummified.
but can't nobody watch me. Can't nobody see
I
me.
want y'all to find me in all of this intactness.
I'm like, nah, moving right along. Anyway, let's talk about the 401k, 403b, which people don't know about. Because I know if I ask people what's a 403b, they probably think it's a police charge or something, you know. And the Roth IRA, which is great. You want to, what's this?
Talk about it.
Give him a Tibet and Scott. Uh, uh, I ain't paying
He said,
them
"Give me a what?" A,
Tibet and Scott funeral. That's what's I'm not.
bro.
I ain't pay no more. Pay no more. What are we talking about? Oh,
You were going to talk about the Roth IRA. 401
Well,
and
so the
403.
401k. Well, most jobs, if I'm not even gonna say most, all jobs should, but they don't. 401k basically it's a savings plan. Has its advantages and incentives. To invest for your retirement. Money comes out of your check and goes in there. But I mean, you can always cash it out in the end, but you don't want to do that because that's your retirement fund. So you want to keep that in there. And you want to stay stable at your job so it doesn't have any breaks. Because if you do, you'll be 62 years old, or however the damn age is going to be, and you'll still be working. And you're like, well, I got to still work. Why? Because your dumbass cashed out your 401k because you wanted to smoke, or you stopped working because you got tired of working. So that's your 401k. Your 403b,
And you still got to pay taxes on
and
that.
still got to pay tax. Yeah. Um, Now, the 403b is basically something offered by the school, public schools. That is, my bad. I should, and some charities. It's kind of like it's kind of like a 401k. Um, maintain for profit integrity. Da, 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 da. Just like a 401k. 403b lets the employee basically defer some of the salary into individual accounts to where 401k is just right there. You know, you want to break it down simpler because you know how I am.
No, I was going to ask you the difference because a lot of people don't know the difference or that they can have both.
Well, the
Like I
four,
said, I learned out about them about different point of times. Like one is a little bit better than the other to have, but I think with the 403, a lot
mhm.
of people don't like the 403, but I
Yeah.
think it depends on your employer.
Yeah,
Like,
basically, yeah. That's yeah. Because see,
yeah,
like I said, they can defer some of your salary into different accounts. Yeah, it's really up to the employer. I think and see with the 401k is basically that's your retirement. To what a 403b is differently. It's not, you know.
it depends on how they label it because the 403 can also be like a retire. They call it a retirement plan. Okay, so
Yeah.
like one job I had the 403, that's what they said,
Yeah.
the 403b
Yeah.
retirement plan, and then you had your 401k. Now
Yeah.
both of them, if you cash them out too early, you get penalized, whereas though they charge you, but you still, but the 403, um, wait a minute. Okay, the
Yeah,
403,
you're right. Yeah.
after so many years, you can borrow from it, but you
Yeah.
got to pay it back.
You gotta pay it back.
But
Right.
it depends. But if you make a major purchase, like a home purchase, you may not have to borrow, pay it back. I think it all depends on how many years or how much
Mhm.
money you have invested into the 403.
Yeah.
Now, to my knowledge from the 401 is what you really don't want to touch because that's where the
Right.
bulk and the most of your money and it could build interest. Now, the
Right.
403b is what you can put in, but you don't have to necessarily take the percentage. You can
Right.
say, hey, I want to put $40 or $80. It's whatever you want to put in there per
Hmm.
pay, but it's
Right.
before your money's taxed, so you
Right.
never see it.
Right.
Um, but some companies, like I work for a company that match for match. Like they say, okay, if you put 10%, we're gonna put 10%. And then you have some companies with your 401, they'll put usually the 401 is what they'll definitely put money in. A lot of companies don't want to put money in the 403. That's
Right.
for you to put your money.
That's
But the
exactly.
401 is what you really want them to put money to because they'll usually put a nice little chunk in there and then you
Hmm.
can add to it, or they'll say we'll match it. So if you put in
Hmm.
150, they'll match another 150. So now you got 300 as long as you're with them. But even if you leave a job, you
Hmm.
don't have to cash it out. You can let
Right.
it sit and then or
Right.
you can take it and let it transfer with you to your new employer and it'll keep running concurrent. And that's
Right.
what a lot of people don't understand. People think, oh, because I'm not here, I gotta cash this money out. You don't.
Mm-mm. You
But
don't.
also read the paperwork and they send you statements of what you have, how much interest it build. The 403 don't really build interest. It's literally what you put in.
That's your money. Right.
Yeah.
To what a 401 is like they're getting the cut right out the gate. Yeah, you never even see it. You don't even know how to. Yeah. All right, the Roth IRA. I'm gonna read this so I don't do the New York on you. This is straight from the IRS site. A Roth IRA is an IRA that, which I'll explain below, is subject to certain rules. Okay. You cannot deduct contributions to an IRA account, a Roth IRA. If you satisfy the requirements, all qualified distributions are tax free. You can make contributions to your Roth IRA after you reach age 70, which I don't think I would want to, but you can leave amounts in your Roth IRA as long as you live. Yeah. The account annuity must be designated as a Roth IRA when it's set up. If not, it will be subject to other penalties and used as a basic IRA. Limits on IRA contributions based on modified HGI. Your Roth IRA contribution might be limited based on your filing status and income.
That remind me of that damn 403B. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It
I
is.
think the
It's
Roth IRA is better for the kids.
it is. It's compared, but it's better. Exactly. Because like I said, with the 403B, you putting the money in, and it's yeah. I had read up about it some time ago, and people were comparing both, and everyone said the Roth is much better than the 403. Yeah, and to where the
I think
401,
I
of
think
course, was
because the Roth, like we mentioned last week, it builds interest. That's the one they were saying,
yeah,
have for your
richest one.
kids.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
builds
it
money
builds
over
it.
time. And I think that's why I said the more however you set it up and
Hmm.
it compounds over the years, you kind of want to let it sit.
Faster.
Right.
Yeah,
You want to let it sit. So that's why I said I think it's good for like children. But
yeah,
if you know, okay, and you start saying, okay, I got like 25,000, 50,000, I'm gonna take a couple dollars out because I want, and what a lot of people do because they
yeah,
they want to make a big unnecessary purchase. Like I
yeah,
said, I can see you borrowing for like they have different stipulations, whether it's purchasing a home or something like
yeah,
that. I think they look at those as more
yeah,
lifetime investments.
yeah,
But if it's just you ran into a hardship or something like that, they will allow you to borrow from it, but you definitely gotta pay it back. It's like
yeah.
you borrowing your money, but you gotta pay yourself back.
Right,
And then
exactly.
you gotta pay taxes on the money that you borrow.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like I said, because you'll see gains weekly or monthly. It's like that. To where other things you're like, oh, how long I had this in here? About a year now. How much interest have I gained? You don't know. But to the Roth, you know right out the gate, like, okay, boom. Yeah. And these are things that our community need to know
I can
about.
get one of them now.
Huh? You said what?
So I can get one of them now. I don't have one of them.
I think you can. Because I'm thinking about it. My kids are grown, so they can save their own money for their kids. I am gonna do something for my grandkids because I got a certain SON.
Okay. You ain't just see what I just did. Don't pay me no mind. Because I was thinking about the Roth, but then you was like, I'm like, I so in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing
But
it for my grandkids though.
yeah, I definitely
I
want to
am.
get a for both of mine. Hopefully, I don't have no more grandkids anytime soon. I'm cool with the two I got. We might can set something up.
I got a
'Cause
lot of them.
I even told my son if we want, I'm gonna probably talk to my daughter probably tomorrow to see, okay, do you want to get one? I get one, or do we can put some money together and create one and just let it get there and they both can have
Yeah,
access to their money at least at 21. Or if you want to have a stipulation, if you want them to do higher learning or whatever, they can go towards their college.
yeah, yeah. True that. Um, yeah, that's something to look into. Um, CDs, stocks and bonds, and money market accounts.
That's what I want you to talk about because I need to know about the CDs. I told you I was trying to. I used to think the CDs was the music, but it's, whatever, y'all. Go ahead. All right, so this is the thing. Don't do that to me because I did not know. Because don't scratch your head. I did not know, yo. I really thought the CD. I'm like, they got CDs. Like, what kind of music is them? Okay.
Okay. Um, um, I'm gonna read it. I'll read it. It'll be better because I go around the bend. All right. What are CDs? A credit default swap, CDS, is a financial derivative that allows an investor to swap or offset their credit risk with that of another investor. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. My bad. I'm trying to look it up so I don't have to um so I could be straight to the point. All right, here we go. Let's go see these certificate of deposits again from the IRS. A certificate of deposit CD is a savings account that holds a fixed amount of money for a fixed period of time, such as 6 months, 1 year, or 5 years, and in exchange, the issuing bank pays interest. When you cash in or redeem your CD, you receive the money you originally invested plus any interest, which is great. Certificates of deposit are considered to be one of the safest savings options. A CD bought through a federally insured bank, this is why you should always go to credit unions, is insured up to $250,000. The $250,000 insurance covers all accounts in your name at the same bank, not each CD or account you have at the bank. I always say CDs are great because your shit. Oops, my bad. You know your shit is safe. What's the next one we're looking up? Let's see.
So don't hold on. So
Hmm.
how do okay, so how much do you have to put? Is there a certain amount that you have to put in
No,
to
it's
get
not.
a
Mm-mm.
CD? Or
Usually, what I've heard, this is just what I heard. Um, Someone told me it's like 1,000. That's what I heard. Um, we can look that up.
that's not bad though.
No, it
Just,
really isn't.
just to
It
start
really
a
isn't.
CD account. So if you let it sit, it can. So is
Oh
the
man,
cap 250,000 of interest that it can build?
no, that's insurance. Put
Get
on
the
there.
fuck out of here! I'm gonna get me
That's
some
the
CDs.
insurance. It can build and build as long as you leave it in there. I mean, you take it out when you feel like it. I mean, you have
So
that.
do it
If
look
you
like
have
a
that,
CD?
you say again.
Do it look like a CD?
It can if you smoke enough. I mean,
What?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Stocks. I don't have to look up stocks. I can go. I can get right to the point with stocks. Stocks are basically something you buy into, and that's something we were talking about early in the show. If you're gonna buy uh Jordans all the time, buy some stock into it. If you're gonna Fubu, which I don't think they make Fubu anymore, but whatever you see you want to spend a lot of money on that you want to flash and dash with, buy into it. That's your stocks. But always check what stock you're buying. Just don't say, okay, I'm gonna buy stock in, I don't know, Akai. They're a good thing to buy stock in because that's music. But you want to see how much the stock costs. You want to see how it does. You know, always find out the stock price because, like I said, you don't want to buy a $300 stock for $5 because you'll see very little change when it comes to money you're making. It may take you a year just to earn 20 cents on it. So you want to buy full stock. So when it goes up, you might hit $50 on it or $60 or more. But you got to watch it so you got to know when to pull out because if you don't, you're gonna lose some money.
And you can buy more than one share.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
when the company is it, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm still learning this part. So
Mhm.
if the stock is up when it's at its peak, that's
Mhm.
because the company is, I guess, bringing in money.
Yeah,
So I think the best time to get stock within a company is especially one that's either coming building off the ground, or let's just say they had a crash moment and then
yeah,
they're trying to build back up. That's when you want to get stock, right?
yeah.
Is when
And you
it's at
could,
its lowest, so as it grows, your money grow.
yeah, and with stocks, you could buy as much stock as you want. Um, I've heard that sometimes they cap you, like, well, okay, we're not gonna let this person buy. But so that's what I heard, but I don't know. I don't, I ain't balling like that, so I don't know. But you can buy if you got the money to buy stock. I mean, you know, do it. Just make sure you do your research. Just don't buy stuff because Well, I'm gonna buy stock in this and buy stock in that because when the market crashes, man, you're gonna lose a lot of money, and the market goes up and it goes down. So it's not like something's gonna stay up. People are like, yeah, it's gonna keep going up, 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 up. Because who predicted the pandemic? A lot of places went out of business. Stocks fell. But see, that was the time I bought stock because that's when stock was so low. Like, boom, okay, right now that's when you buy, buy, buy. And I'll say it again. People need to watch that movie, Trading Places. Yes, it's a comedy, but you can learn a whole lot in that movie. Because that's how I learned about stocks and bonds and stuff like that. Well, stocks actually. Um,
And don't buy into the same thing everybody buying
no.
into. I think it's important. Again, I can't stress enough. Do your own homework. Invest in what interests you so that you can keep up with it. And you
Right.
can get their earning statement. And I think it's what month. Some of them do it monthly, bi-monthly,
Yeah.
by their period.
Hmm.
So it's no point in you investing in, like, let's say, medical supplies, and shit about, I'm sorry, nothing about medical supplies, or which ones, because there's so many different ones, you don't have a clue which one to go into. So I think it's important to do your homework, do your research, and know which ones, because all pharmaceuticals is not lucrative.
Yeah. Yeah. What bonds are basically an IOU from a lender to a borrower. You can cash your bonds out after a certain amount of time, but if you do about, some are like 6 months. They got certain terms. But if you cash out on them too soon, you're gonna pay a penalty. But from the site, basically, a bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower, typically corporate or governmental. A bond could be thought of as an IOU between a lender and borrower that includes the details of the loan and its payments. Bonds are used by companies, municipalities, states, and sovereign governments to finance projects and operations. Owners of bonds are debt holders or creditors of the issuer. So basically, you're loaning money out. Um, and I think it's similar to stocks in a way because if things fall apart, you lose, but they still have to pay you because it's basic money you let them get. You know,
So which
um,
one is like you being a stakeholder? I remember this. I can't remember
stock.
which one. Okay. So once you become a stakeholder within the company and you
Mhm,
have your stock, like, people don't understand, you are literally, you have ownership, part ownership, or some type of
mhm,
ownership within that company.
mhm.
So let's say if they fold, they still gotta give you your money.
You gotta give your
You
money.
still get, they whatever they have, you still get money. It's not like you completely lose out. And I think that's the important piece. So I think a lot of
No,
times,
that's
like,
bonds. That's
bonds.
bonds.
Okay,
That's
so that's the bond.
bonds. Yeah.
So I know it was one of them, but it's one that they don't allow, but so many. That's when I think it was the cap or something like that,
Yeah.
because depending on operations, like, they got to show you all of their reports,
That's the
like their
bonds.
spendings and all of that stuff, and you get
Bonds.
the payouts, the accounts payable, the accounts receivable, all
Hmm.
of those things, so that you can make the decision. So if anything happens, you get your money,
That's
and that
bonds.
money goes into the account for you. So if
Yeah.
they owe or they get sued, that has nothing to do with
Nothing
you.
new with you. They got to give you your
They
money.
got to give you your money.
Yeah. Or you own whatever, you know, some of
Yeah.
this shit. Yeah, it was a
And,
bonds.
and,
Yeah.
and that's why they got to give you the full breakdown, of, like, their adjustments, what they pay out, where they
Hmm.
took losses, where they had gains, so that
Yeah.
you can see and keep up with what that company is doing. Which is why I tell people all the time, understand spending, because that is also business. And even if you are an entrepreneur, if
Hmm.
you can't manage the finances, you can't manage your business, because you
Exactly.
have to understand spending for supplies and all of those things, of what it puts you in, and can you let money sit for your business. So, like, everybody wants to have a business and spend as soon as you get it, but that's not how you do that. And that's
Right.
why you see some businesses, they may be in the red, they're making money, but they're letting the money that they make sit so that they continue to operate. So once that money gets to a certain point, then they get in the black. Now they have spending money and they can
Yeah.
do like hiring, they can do all of those things. So you really got to understand how money management in order to do a lot
Exactly.
in order to do a lot of things in life. And I stress this to business owners: if you got to buy supplies, you want to have a staff, you want to, and that's why they say you charge by your talent, you charge by um different things. Like Bosco, you paint. So
Yeah.
if you charge for a canvas, like when people try to lowball artists, we talked
Yeah.
about that
Yeah.
before. I'm just using that for an
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So people don't understand, and if Drew's still watching, she
Hmm.
can also attest to this as an artist.
Hmm.
Canvases are not cheap. Paint
Nope.
is not cheap.
Nope.
Brushes is not cheap. In order to create your body of work, you have to spend an X amount of dollars. So if somebody wants something specific, you have to get specific supplies. So
Right.
that supply cost is included in the final product. Your talent is included in that final product. The size of a canvas.
Creativity, all that stuff.
You can't want a poster size canvas and talk about $15.
Oh
No, so
no.
people just don't understand how much work really goes into that, and that goes into your pricing. So a lot of times it's not overcharging. You have to understand what you're doing. And for a long time, I used to lowball myself,
Yeah,
and
me
it
too.
took another artist to be like, "No, you doing that wrong," because you got to re-up on supplies. You got to keep it going
Yeah.
when you're doing certain things. So they got to pay for your talent, your time, and your supplies. Not saying it's going to be
Creativity
outrageous,
too.
but right,
Yeah.
that the talent. So
Oh,
all of
talent.
that
Yeah, talent. Yeah, yeah.
goes into that price. So even if you are a person that makes sure we get it, that's why I said maybe look into wholesale prices. Like even when I do canvases, certain places I like to go because I might can get bulk stuff
Yeah.
for cheaper, whereas though I can make my prices more
Hmm.
reasonable for my clients.
And
So
that's why. Okay,
mhm.
good.
No, go ahead.
Oh, and that's why it goes back to what we talked in the beginning, and even last week. When you're having a business, you need to research. Just don't do a business. Say I'm going to do this because you're either gonna overprice your things or you're gonna cheat yourself. You have to know what's going on, what's the market, what's going on. Like, okay, so and so down the street is selling, I don't know, selling socks for 3 for $5. Like, okay, I got these socks. They're a little bit better. Maybe I can throw another sock in there for the same price. And you got to find your way. You just can't be like, well, they're 3 for $5, like you said in the beginning. I'm gonna sell mine 3 for $10. Then you're running this person back down to the Korean lady who's selling that hair. You say, well, I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna buy this wig for I don't know how much wig it's called. I'm just gonna throw a price out there. Let's say $10. Um, but down the street, Miss Kim got that same wig for 7. And not only that, she's gonna throw you some shit in there to keep that wig on point. You know, people need to study, read, learn a little business. You don't have to go to school. Get a book and read. Go to
Yeah,
some of these shops and talk to people like, hey, how do you do this? Because there's some people who will talk to like, oh, this is how you do it. Let me show you how to do it. Da, 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 da. They go spit that game to you.
yeah. I remember I had bought a shirt from a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I see him at? It was just somebody random. He was like, we just got to talking, and he had his own clothing line. So I started following his Instagram. I'm like, damn, it look good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get a shirt from you. He was like, for real? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah. And it was like he was just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting that. The shirt was like $40.
Mm-hmm.
I said, all right, cool. I said that shit better not fall apart. You know me, talking shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he like, no, don't even. He said it ain't even like that.
Yeah.
Well, when he delivered it to me,
Mm-hmm.
was very professional. He was running a little bit late, but he did
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, had a mix up, had to go, we'll pick up, just packaging and stuff like that. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that because you communicated.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he got there, packaging immaculate. Immaculate, like the way that it came with his
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
And then I opened it up. I said, oh, this is cute. So then I opened it and I was like, oh, okay. Little
Yeah.
$40 worth of good use.
Yeah.
Material to this day. I still wear the shirt. Shirt doesn't shrink, doesn't fade. That shit feels magnificent. I said, what's velvet? Like, 100%. And to
Yeah.
this day, I will like I will brag about it because I'm like, I will spend $40 on
Yeah.
a t-shirt for him and rock his
Yeah.
logo. People ask, go to his little page. I don't even know if he's still, because I haven't seen him advertising.
Yeah.
But to me, that's reasonable because you can tell he has high quality
Yeah.
product. And
Yeah.
I would have shit for that shit. I'd have probably spent like 80 because of, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but we will spend, some people will charge you $80 for some shit that's going to shrink and come past your titty when the
Right.
fuck the first time you wash it and be like, I mean, my price is my motherfucking price.
Yeah.
Bitch,
And
your
see,
price didn't even be this. Your price should have been
you
$5.
know what? And a person who speaks that way, I ain't got no business for you. You're gonna see. I mean, I'm buying your product. I'm your client. I'm buying. Just say I'm the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get me to buy your shit. Don't talk to me like I'm some knucklehead on the street. I'm the one trying to buy your shit. I came to you. So you need to show me some type of professionalism. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't got to be all proper, but show me that you're trying to do business. But let me get to money markets right now, right quick. Money markets are dope. They're just like savings accounts. Blah 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 blah. You put your money into the money market account. You know, but they gain interest so fast. It's almost like we're talking about. I think it was CDs or something like. I think it was CDs we're talking about. But the interest compounds so quick, like daily and monthly. Money markets are dope. They have their little quirks like every other thing. But if I'm going to get an account, I'm going to go with a money market account. Just because the interest builds so fast, you know. Um, that's all I got to say on that one. You know, you got certain risks. Interest rate risk. Liquidity, and even a credit risk. But I say if you're gonna do something long term and you want to see a fast return, fast interest, go money market. You know, over just a regular. I would still get a regular savings account. I would still do that, but I would get a money market account just to get that fast interest. And whenever you want to close it out, just close it out, get the money. Do what you got to do. But yeah, shout out Jay McDaniel, shout out my boy Shy. He said getting that education tuning in tonight. Tune in every Wednesday, homie. We every Wednesday, 8 to 10. I'm stuttering because I'm talking so fast. I'm so damn excited. Every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, Hand Radio, Hand TV, the Casual Convo webpage, the Casual Convo, freaking YouTube, Instagram. We on all that shit. And we bringing it. We ain't talking drama. We're trying to build.
I
That's
don't know.
it.
It might be a little bit drama next
We got
because
a little bit of drama, but we ain't not. We. Hey, yo, check this out, y'all, because I know we got to sign out in a few seconds. Give us 5 minutes, Hand TV. Give us 5 minutes. The ones who's doing the boards. The thing about us, we are trying to build. We ain't about the nonsense these other podcasts talk about. We ain't out to drag people through the dirt. We're trying to build. We have our little conversations. We do that, but we're trying to make you better so we can be better. We all can be better. That's makes us different from all. I'm stuttering because I'm
and don't
so
be scared to
happy.
call
I'm
in. Y'all act like we got it
Yeah,
fixed.
call it.
This is how you know it's live because even with like little technical difficulties, I might
Yeah,
freeze up from time to
I
time and
might
get
start stuttering because I'm so excited.
all
But
right.
yo, but you know what? We do this live. We keep it 100. We don't script nothing. We just flow.
And
We
we
just do what we
also
got to
take
do.
ideas as well. So if
Yeah,
it's something that you would like to hear us talk about, by all means,
hit us up.
hit us up. Either
Go
one of
right.
us
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is
Yeah.
fine.
Casual convo, spelled with 2 K's and an S. That's all you got to do. Casual convo, KAZUALKONVO show. So you got to do, and we're in the building.
And the next week we're gonna do an open discussion.
Yeah,
Anything goes. The
yeah.
Bosco usually shows his ass.
No, don't believe that, y'all. Second hour, she freaking flips. Don't believe y'all. Those who know, Shy, you know me. Me and you go back 20 years, homie. Cause me and your mom, that was like my big sis. You know how I am. You know what make me flip. She be bugging.
It depends on what you say out your mouth or whoever else come up here. Listen,
Shad, thanks for coming to the show, homie. But yeah, I know you know. You know how I do. Oh, you know what? I'm glad he's here. Remember when I told you about the chick that stabbed me? And went crazy? He was there. He Shad, I'm gonna say it and you confirm this. Tell me this chick is tell me I wish he was on the show. This chick
so
lost her
that's why he got to come on next week and tell about that.
rock bottom. You know why he call it? Why we said you know what the rock bottom is? All right, what happened was she came in the house, me and him in there playing the PlayStation. She showed up at the door. It just flipped. She hit me in the chest with the knife. Bam! So I grabbed the hell against the door. Against the wall. But the floor was slippery. Because she had knocked over some mop water. And let's say she hit the ground pretty hard. But I didn't slam her. We slipped. And one of us had to be saved. And I wasn't hitting that hard floor. So I had to make sure I saved myself. And she just happened to hit the floor with my hand on her like this. And it's like I had to save myself, man. See, it was a thin line. I'm glad. See, that's my dude. He know the whole story.
I'm not laughing at the domesticals, y'all. I'm not laughing at the domesticals.
She hit me. I didn't hit her. But like he said, it was like a seed out of thin line between love and hate. I'm so glad my dude showed up.
Well, thank you for giving everybody a view of how the open discussion goes. It goes similar like that.
Shad, come to the show next week and just call in because you need to tell the story so they don't think I'm lying.
Yeah, because he always talk about his domesticals. I need some.
He was always there because he stayed right around the corner from me. So he used to come up. We used to do music together. So he's every step of the way.
Okay, so Shaw has the tea. Y'all should
he's
be.
Like my,
let me put this brother, down. Man. Shaw gonna be the
from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, man. Every Wednesday. Come on, homie, because he gonna tell a story, and he got some stories to tell you. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna sign off from here. Casual Convo Show. Check us out again on Wednesdays, every Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Hand Radio, Hand TV, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Twitter,
everywhere. Miss E, you late? Yes, you late. You better show up next week. You better show up. I'm gonna have to get on Richie about you. Thanks for everybody tuned in. Miss E, Shaw Van Dam, Jay, who else? Man,
Jude.
Too many people. Jude, yeah, Miss Late Jude. Yeah, all y'all showed up. We appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Meldon, Red, a couple of people.
Red, like the light skinned dude. Yeah, thanks y'all for showing up, man. But yo, Jay. Oh, let me go. Oh, thank you to my host, Coco. Dang. Because without her, I wouldn't be me. But yo, we about to sign out. Jay from Arkansas. You know how we do.
Arkansas.
Take us home, man.